Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. Most of the people watching this video are broke. If you lost your job today, you wouldn't even be able to pay your bills or your expenses. I'm going to put a link to a great article by Fortune magazine in the description. I want you to read it. It says 62% of Americans admit to living paycheck to paycheck. I'm going to push back on that. I'm going to say the figure's higher because some of us are lying. We are here fronting. But what does paycheck to paycheck even mean anymore? Well, it's never changed. It just means that, according to their article, 95% of your income is used for the necessities of life. Your rent, your car note, your bills, your expenses. And you have very little discretionary spending or savings. But the thing that really got me in that article was, it said that 36% of people earning $200,000 or more every year here in America say they live paycheck to paycheck. That's only like less than 4% of the population that earn that kind of money. They said that they're living paycheck to paycheck, and they said, well, maybe because their expenses are higher, etc., etc. And before y'all start with that, oh, well, I earn 95% of, more than 95% of the rest of the world. Well, you don't live in the world, you live in America. And if you're watching this, you're probably broke. And how did we get in this situation? Well, because first of all, if you're me, I never learned anything about investing. I never learned anything about savings. And it was taught to me that owning a business was hard. Well, it is hard. That's why so few people do it. If it was easy, everybody would do it, ladies and gentlemen. But it takes you to be honest, because outward appearances would seem like us people are doing pretty damn good. Because I used to fool myself with that. I had the brand new convertible. Brand new, right off the lot, right up the street here. Toyota Louisville. 3,700 square foot house. $700 suits every single day. But the bank owned all that. I was broke. And the gurus will tell you, well, Cal, just make sure you got at least 6 months of expenses in the bank. Why? Well, just in case, you lose your job so you can look for another job. Jobs have become the new prisons. And we're going to talk about that, man. But you got to be honest. A friend of mine, Gerald Muhammad, he gave a speech one day. This is years ago, but it resonated with me. And he was talking to the people. He said, the factories, the schools, and the prisons are all designed the same. They look the same. They have all the same bells and whistles and stuff. Time to work. Woo! Break. Lunch. Go home. You can't come and go as you please. A lot of people want to take that vacation. A lot of people want to travel around the world, but they can't do it. They're chained to the job. Well, I thought money was supposed to buy freedom, Sunshine Shoulders, not chains. Well, you're living in the rat race. America is a way of life now. You don't believe me? A friend of mine, we were chatting last night. That's how I got the idea for the vlog. Because this is what I've been seeing since I've been back over here. We said, Cal, this is Freddie Sanders. Shout out to you, Freddie Sanders, down in Tampa, Florida. He said, Cal really wanted to come to your meet and greet in Louisville. He said, but I had to work. Now he's come to my meet and greets before. He came to one over in the Philippines. This guy, he owns his own business. He's a subcontractor. So he has people underneath him, and he earns a certain income off of them. I used to do the same thing as an insurance agent. But anyway, he said, even though I didn't physically have to work, I had to stay at home and babysit just in case somebody didn't show up. Here's a man who, he said, this is what he said. He said, Calvin, since I met you, my income has doubled. He said, but it really hasn't made a difference. You know, I'm still chained to my job. You signed a contract if you're living here in America. Now, don't push back. I didn't say everybody. I said the majority of y'all watching this video are broke. You're slaves to your job. You can't come and go as you please. You're locked in. If you lost your job today, you wouldn't be able to pay your expenses. This is what I'm saying. And that's what he said last night. He said, I'm double my income. He said, but with inflation, you know, my living expenses, everything's increased. It's like I'm still earning the same amount of money. You know, it's crazy, right? That we're broke. But I'm not just going to talk about the problem without talking about the solution. You know, if you're a young man or woman right now, what I would do is I would learn as much as I can about investing. But remember, since most of us are living paycheck to paycheck, you probably don't have the money to invest. And investing is a long-term strategy. And that stops a lot of us from investing, because once it accumulates and we see a figure in there that we've never seen before, we're ready to snatch our money out and go spend it. You got to break that habit of consumerism. Stop buying shit. This gimbal that I'm using to record this video, one of my subscribers sent it to me. He gave it to me as a gift. He bought it on Amazon. I had to click on there and order it, right? Well, he had already ordered it. I had to put my address in. And don't you know, it came the next day. And I messaged him back. I said, hey, man, I got that gimbal already. He said, dude, you're in the Matrix. They ship that stuff out to you so fast so you can turn around and buy something else. Stop buying shit that you don't need. But that's a hard habit to break. See, this stuff I'm going to talk about, it sounds easy, but it's not easy. If it were easy, we would all do it. But you got to stop buying stuff. Stop fronting, man. Stop walking around like you run the United States, like you own the United States, and you don't own nothing. The bank owns all that. But learn as much as you can about investing. Look into investing. Ask your friends. You know what they say? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Start saving. Okay, that's an easy thing, but it's hard. You know, they say, what, 10% of your income, if you can do that. I'm talking about your net income. If you read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, and that's your assignment for the day, this is what he talks about. Pay yourself first. Before you go out and buy them new Jordans or that new car or whatever it is, put 10% of your income in the bank. Pay yourself first. That's hard to do because Americans, we save less than all other industrialized countries. Yeah, look that up if you don't believe it. Learn to save, man. Start your own business or go into partnership with somebody. See? Because we signed the contract to work the rest of our lives for America. Several years ago, before I even went to the Philippines, I was following a guy called Mindanao Bob. Mindanao is a part of the Philippines. And he said he learned at age 19 that he didn't want to work for a company 40 years and he didn't want to be in a forever marriage. And I mean, it blew me away because nobody ever said that to me. I was a grown man. I was 45 when I heard him say that. No one had ever talked to me about that. That was always drilled into my head. Finish school, get a good job, get married, raise a family, and then die. You're unhappy. It leads to a lot of unhappiness. But the people who really own a business, because it's hard and it's gotten off the ground, they'll tell you it's the best decision they ever made. I had an insurance agency one time. I didn't even have to work, man. I had 20 agents underneath me. They were earning me over $150,000 a year. I was earning the other 50. Yeah, at one time I was in that 4% or 3.65% of population. And I was like, where's all this money coming from? Where was it when I really needed it? Why wasn't using this? If we just do those things, you know, and then something that a lot of us are learning to do right now, we're looking outside the United States. We're saying, is there any other place where I can go where I've got more money than bills? Because I don't want to work the rest of my life. And I found it in the Philippines. It could be anywhere. Look, guys, I built a house over there in 2021 for $20,000. If I were to build that house today, under the same circumstances, okay, with the dollar being strong as it is right now, it would cost less than $17,000. This is a real house. It isn't some shack. Go on my channel and look. I got several videos I've done about my house because I'm encouraging people to do the same thing. Less than $17,000. 2 bedrooms, the living room, the dining room together, and a bath. Then for another $5,000, $5,500, I built a guest house for my friends, family, and subscribers who want to come through San Carlos City and have a place to stay. I found a place. I'll be damned. I broke the chains, man. I'm not going to work the rest of my life. I believe that money should buy freedom. It shouldn't buy more chains. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. I get excited about stuff like this, man. But you got to have some courage, man. Okay? Because that's another thing that holds you back. You comfortable. America babysits a lot of us grown-ass men and women and does everything for us. Got you in this self-imposed prison. You scared to move. You one paycheck away from starting that domino effect. And everything, to financial ruin, and everything is gone. But you fronting. Most of us riding around here with no car insurance, no life insurance, no health insurance. You broke, man. Just admit it. I've been in recovery. In May, it'll be 27 years. They said the first solution to any problem is to admit you got a problem. Stop spending. Stop buying shit. Start saving. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find in your heart to help somebody. Not a day goes by and I don't help somebody. Even these grown-ass men over here, standing around in front of these stores. It's far too many men, grown-ass, healthy men, standing around over here, wandering around over here. There's a solution over here. See, I don't have no sympathy for them. I help them though. You know, because when I give them a few dollars, you know, I talk to them. I see it, man. You broke. So take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. Stop buying shit. Stop financing stuff. You have very little assets over here. People are going to push back. Those are the ones who've made the right decisions. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the rest of us. But more, 62%, that's bullshit. Because a lot of us are lying. I've met thousands of people. And some of these men and women have made the right decision. They said a long time ago, I don't want to work for the rest of my life. I'm going to invest. I'm going to own my own business. Several multimillionaires have sat in my table and ate my little humble food in San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. Multimillionaires, people who made those decisions, but it's hard. It's not easy, guys. So I'll see y'all next time. Learn to invest. Start saving your money. Stop buying shit. Okay? Think about owning a business and letting your business work for you. Jobs have become the new plantation. This isn't nothing new. You got a master. Your supervisor is your master. The owner of the company is the master. You can't come and go as you please. All you tough guys out there. You lose your job, it's over.